welcome. Come in, come in, come in. Okay, get on in here, y'all. Get on in here, get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, this is my review. Okay, a little recap, rewind, a little catch up with Bel-Air, baby. We back, okay, baby. I'm back. We back. You back, okay? We in the house. It's summertime. And everybody seems to be, in love. It's the season of love, honey. We got Will and Dagon Lisa out here in these streets. We got freaking Hillary with the Marcus, okay? We got Viv and Uncle Phil giving the brown skin. You know I love your brown skin. Yes, we here for it, but apparently Ashley is breaking it down for us and saying, baby, don't believe the hype, don't believe everything you see, okay? We putting on a little side, acting like everything is all good, okay? We got Dag on Carlton coming up out of the rehab saying he's a new man. He got a new friend, Amara, in the building, and Viv ain't really feeling that. As a matter of fact, she ain't feeling any damn thing. I don't know what the hell is going down. Was shaking and baking on Viv, okay? Why you ain't acting right? Why have it been so long since you and Uncle Phil been getting down? Inquiring minds want to know. We also got Jeffrey done got his daggone son back, and raggedy ass Lou is still lurking around these damn streets. Lou, what the hell you want, boy, okay? Child, this about to be a whole ass mess. And I'm glad to be here to see it all, okay? I'm here for the messiness of it. So, child, we started out the episode. We had Will and Lisa hanging out. He trying to get her to think about going away with him on this trip. And she like, that sound good, okay, but I got some things to do. We got LaMarcus over here rubbing Hillary feet. We talking about what a good time we had, okay? We don't want this fairy tale to end. But baby, all good things must come to an end. We got to go back home. We got to go back to reality. But we also saying that this is just the beginning, Will done seemingly got real comfortable out here in Bel-Air, okay? He out here in these streets and getting to know everybody, making little rounds, okay, with Q. Trying to see what business ventures he could go ahead and get into. We got Uncle Phil and Viv, baby. We doing this photo shoot. We said Obama and Michelle who, Beyonce and Jay-Z who, okay? We doing the damn thing over here. But like I said, okay, Ashley was leaving a little side eye saying, baby, don't believe the hype, okay? Just because it looked good on the cover don't mean it's good when you open up the damn book. I said, okay, Ashley. Carlton over here saying he ready to get back to a better life. He thanked them from the time that he has spent there. He ain't gonna be crying no tears, but it's time to go home. And I ain't gotta go home, but I gotta get the hell up out of here. And so we having kind of like a celebration of him coming back, and Hillary just getting back from her trip, And so Will was the only one, okay, that was really giving the energy that needed to be gave with Carlton being back. Everybody else, it really was feeling kind of awkward. But him and Amara stepped to the side to talk for a minute, and you could see that they built a bond and got close since, the being in rehab together or whatever, right? And Will was the only one that caught that she was standing over there behind the door, and he like, oh, I see we got some things we really got to catch up on. He was actually happy for him with that. So, Will finds out that they basically usually do this Juneteenth celebration, and they basically was like, saying this is something that they do every year. They're going to go ahead and get together. And he like, okay, well, I never really, celebrated Juneteenth like that. What is it all about? Now, Ashley is still kind of giving Carlton the cold shoulder, as she should be. He was a little doing a bit much when he was on that go and didn't want her to, stop him or tell anybody about what he was doing. And he sees that things done changed since he got back home. We got a lock on the liquor. We got the daggone door completely off, okay? Forget about it being a lock on the door. And, Phil and Aunt Viv started talking where he actually felt kind of bad at his facial expression when he saw the lock and was like, maybe he's doing too much. This doctor that told him this probably don't even have no kids. And she's over here like, see, I was the lenient one before. Now look who's going soft, and it's the first night here. We got to do what we got to do. And it's like, well, can we both just admit that we don't know what the hell we doing, and we gonna have to go ahead and take this one step at a time. And we found out it's been a long time, okay, since we got into some things, honey, all right? This is like before Carlton even left to go to rehab. Now, I don't know if 30 days is enough. I did want to see how they was going to play that whole thing out when we were seeing the preview and it looked like he was home. I'm like, all right, what's happening here? You know, how does this work? How is this going to go as far as him being able to get help? And we actually know that he's in a better place than what he was in now that he admitted everything. And so she like, really? It's been that long? Because Phil was trying to be like, come on over, okay, get in his daggone bed. And she was basically saying how she was tired. So we say, well, after this Juneteenth celebration, then we going to really have time to go ahead and unwind, okay? I'm a little tired right now, and I still got to spend a couple of hours doing some work, so we like, okay, cool. Now, Carlton and Will go ahead, and they hanging out, having a good time, waiting on their food, catching up with each other. And, you know, Will is saying how him and Lisa's like on this no labels tip, you know, and Carlton's catching him up on Amara and rehab and everything. And when we get called for our order of food, we hearing Lou, Will, and here go Raggedy behind Lou looking like he's still up to no good. Like, why is you out here in these streets? Why are you still around? And I didn't even know that you was here. So, of course, this throws Will off, and he just leaves. And Carlton is basically calling after him. Now, when he gets home, you know, he's upset. And, of course, Jeffrey and Uncle Phil are kind of like, do you want us to talk to him? Do you want us to look into this? You know, why would he still be around and not say nothing to him? And the typical, well, I don't care. I ain't worried about him. You know, I don't need to see him and I don't need to know what he's doing. If he stay away from me, I'm going to stay away from him type of thing. But you can clearly see that it is bothering him. Carlton is going through the motions because he's literally here having to get his urine checked. You know, Phil trying to make it not awkward when it obviously is. And he trying to make small talk about, you know, reality shows and how he glad to have him back because that's all they be talking about in here. And, you know, Carlton seems to be up to speed saying don't knock it. Okay, he be watching it too. And then, you know, we basically have Will off when he goes, you know, to play basketball. Even though he's saying nothing ain't bothering him, it clearly is, right? Now, Hillary sitting down, chit-chatting, saying, you know, oh no, me and LaMarcus, we great. I'm in love with him. When I'm with him, it seems like we in another world. And we calling some bull crap on this, and we feeling like it's some other secrets or some other things that we don't know that ain't being said, but we gonna go ahead and let you, you know, keep on trying to play it like ain't nothing else happening, even though we see that you have been getting some work and some, you know, stuff done while you was out there. We know that is definitely been a lot more going on outside of that you ain't talking about, right? And Jeffrey is upping up the security. He's putting extra, you know, locks, extra alarms, want to put extra cameras, and, you know, Phil is kind of like, that's not necessary. We don't need to do all of that. But obviously, Jeffrey ain't taking no chances. He definitely feels like it is, and that, you know, he gonna be on top of it per usual. Now, we also had Will thinking that he's going to get this shot at this job with Quentin, okay, played by the okay. And we have Carlton thinking he going to get his dream chance with Princeton. But unfortunately, in the midst of him getting dressed to go, Viv comes in and tells him, you know, they done backed out. And he's like, what? Why? Because he asking, you know, her which Todd looked better. And she was like, listen, after they found out what you did, okay, you got up here and gave speeches, we have to know that there's going to be consequences for our actions. And they not going to want to mess with you, okay? Maybe later you can prove that things done changed. So we both are kind of feeling down in the dumps because now Will done messed up after seeing Lou. He messed up at practice. He also messes up and gets there late as far as doing this whole summer program with Quentin or whatever. Missed the interview for that, and he's like, yeah, maybe next time, okay? I actually held up other people that could have been in your place waiting on you. So Will calls himself coming in to talk to Carlton because, you know, we both feeling down, and he trying to tell Carlton there'll be other chances, you know, it's gonna be okay. You know, Carlton is sitting here texting with Amara, and she's saying to give it time, and Carlton basically flips it around on Will and is like, listen, you don't have to come in here trying to save me and worry about me. You should be worrying about you. You think this is all a coincidence that everything seems to fall apart for you as soon as you came across Lou? Like, put two and two together and put it on your own daggone problems and leave mine the hell alone, right? And so then him and Lisa have a conversation, and she's like, well, listen, we was hiding Carlton's secret for the longest, and now it's out, and Carlton got to kind of learn his way, go, the way that he need to go, and you got to do what you got to do for you. So having said that, Will does go over to the barbershop and talk to Lou. And at first he's just pissed, like, wow, you really was here and working and living your best life and wasn't going to reach out and say nothing. Of course, Lou was claiming that he wanted to have all his stuff together before we go ahead and say anything to him. Child, take that for, face value, because we don't trust nothing you say, Lou, okay? Not one damn word. But in the midst of that, he does say that, he's been watching all his games. He see what he's doing, and he pulls out this old picture of him saying how he was getting all the ladies, he was winning all the games. He like, yeah, where you think you got it from? It's in your DNA, okay? You get it from your daddy. And he basically was saying how he always dreams and thought that basketball was going to be what was going to get him out of the life. And Will was like, well, I know that I have other options. And he kind of laughed in his face, which pissed Will off, where he was like, so now you laughing at me for having dreams? And he told him, yeah, you can have them damn dreams, because I know they got you living over there in that big ass house in Bel-Air, but don't get it twisted. We don't have so many different options to choose from, right? Sometimes we got to take what we could get. And Will was like, well, one thing I could tell you is that I'm not going to end up with no damn barbershop. And he like, my dreams is bigger than that. And Lou was like, okay, talk that crap if you want to, okay? You may see something different later on. And he ends up giving him his picture back. Now, they have the party, right? And Hillary is like, oh, I'm surprised mom and dad got to do this without me, and who got the DJ? And they like, oh, Jazz helped with that, right? And it was funny because she was like, who y'all rooting for? Whose side are y'all on? And Ashley and Will basically was like, Jazz, we ain't make it clear. If you ain't know, now you know, okay? We definitely on his side. And she was like, forget y'all. Carlton is still trying to apologize to Ashley, because you could literally feel the tension in the air that, she don't want to be bothered. And he's like, however many times I got to say I'm sorry, I will. I get that it's going to take time for you to forgive me. It's not going to happen overnight. But I want you to know that you really saved my life. And she was like, I saved your life by you getting up and, embarrassing yourself and telling everybody that you was a damn drug addict. And he's like, yes, absolutely. I probably would not have done that if it wasn't for you, and I would have still been in the same spot. So she does end up giving him a hug. And he felt better about that. And then he finds out that Amara is there. And he go ahead to meet her outside. Now, apparently, okay, Daddy knew some info. Uncle Phil did, but Aunt Viv didn't. And she was upset at the fact that this is somebody that was in rehab with him. And she decides to step to Amara later in the kitchen and was like, girl, I think you need to be worried about you and what you got going on, and not trying to get into a relationship with Carlton. Don't we know that that's, against the rules? He has his family to be there for him. He don't need you, basically, is what she was saying. Go ahead and take care of yourself. And on the one hand, I get where she coming from, especially with Amara telling her that she's a double offender that's, basically been through this before. But on the other hand, I felt like, Viv, you doing too much, girl. You giving me a whole lot of doing too much and not doing enough at the same damn time. Now, Carlton goes and tries to talk to Quentin about Will, since he didn't get into his program, and basically was saying he keeps trying to help me. He's a person that people be trying to count out. When he first got here, that was annoying as hell to me, but I really have seen how persistent he is, how he never gives up, and you really can't judge a book by its cover. And Quentin is able to relate to that, because he's like, yeah, people look at me and they assume things because they see me with chains and my, tattoos and things of that nature, but then they turn around and look a different way when they see me on Forbes. And Carlton is like, yeah, exactly. He was like, that's Will all the way. He said, as a matter of fact, I think that's a whole lot of us. Now, I thought it was so funny that Jazz and Hillary was very much giving, you know, we came to this thing together and we color coordinating, okay? They both had the same colors on. And she, you know, stepped over by him to tell him that she apologized, okay? I apologize. She was sorry for hurting his feelings. And he was like, hurt, girl, never that. I wasn't hurt. Now, Jazz, you know you was damn lying, okay? He talking about, but baby, you a runner. You a track star. It don't surprise me. You always running away from everything that's important. You ran away from work. You ran away from school. You ran away from me. And you gonna run away from that ninja, too. I said, whoop. Of course, we know that make her go do something stupid just for the heck of it to prove him wrong when really he was right. Okay, he ain't tell not one damn lie. Now, we have Jeffrey come home and see that his son was waiting there for him. Like, man, I was hungry. When the hell, you know, thank God you got here, whatever. You was about to starve me to death. And they sit down, you know, having a little father-son bond. And, Hillary proceeds to go on over there to where LaMarcus is at. He clearly was in the midst of trying to tell Uncle Phil, you know, about this thing that we found out next, honey, which was the secret she was keeping all along, and probably was still being leery as to whether she really was doing the right thing or not. But because Jazz now told her that she a damn runner, we gonna go ahead and run over here and force it and be like, come on, babe, let's tell everybody, you know, together out in public. Let me go ahead and grab the mic. And we found out that he proposed to her and she said yes, and everybody over here cheers and celebrating. And Ashley told Jazz, baby, I was rooting for you. We was all rooting for you, okay, just to be clear. So as they, you know, closing out the party, Quentin actually comes up and decides that he is not only going to take Will, but he going to take Carlton too, and we going to have a 2-for-1. You both are going to come into this business because, you know, your cousin done fought harder for you than I ever seen anybody fight, okay? He damn near act like his life depended on it, and Will like, for real? Oh, okay. So he's actually giving them the options of being able to come and present something to him and them starting their own business. So it looks like even though they both thought they was taking a loss, okay, sometimes you think you losing, but you really winning. Things is actually turning around. Now, Carlton goes to his mom and was like, yo, mom, what the heck? Why didn't you talk to me? Why didn't you tell me? You could have asked me. Apparently, you had time to talk to Amara, but you didn't have time to talk to me. And she was like, yeah, boy, I don't trust talking to you. I don't believe nothing that come out your mouth. Since you left from here, all I've been thinking about is all the damn lies that you told me. And the sadder part about it is that I was getting red flags and I knew it was something off, but I just kept ignoring it. So at this point, it's not even about all the lies that you said to me. It's also about me not even being able to trust myself, which completely crushes him. Now, Phil and Jeffrey let Will know that they seen, well, Jeffrey saw Lou, right? And he has some things from him and he's looking through it and saying how, you know, he just wants to be able to reach and dream, and how his father was trying to tell him that it's nothing else but basketball. And Phil is giving him the breakdown of how they come from a different time. Obviously, he really is proud of him though, right? And if Will wants to reach, then reach, right? Sky's the limit. There's nothing that can hold him back. Baby, why Phil went in that damn bedroom, okay? Because remember, Aunt Viv done promised him some daggone things, and he get in there, and we acting like we sleep, so he just basically turn off the lights, okay, and go ahead and cover her up. And when he go and sit down, Aunt Viv, you over here like peeking and shit. Your ass was not asleep. So what is going on, girl? What is the truth? What is happening here? What the heck done went down, y'all? Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I'm super excited for Bel-Air to be back. I'm looking forward to talking about this season, y'all. We are going to be discussing, I believe it is episode 2 tonight and episode 3 tomorrow. Make sure that y'all join in. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like, all that good stuff. Put it in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. Till next time, y'all. Toodaloo.